So cricketers turning into politicians is nothing unusual. It's happened in the past and there are current examples as well. But a current active cricketer also being an active politician is a rarity. And an example of that joins me in a special interview today in Manoj Tiwary. And what makes him even more special, I know there's not enough data to back it, but I think he could possibly be the first active politician to have scored a first class 100. He got 100 in the quarterfinals of the Ranji Trophy, then 100 in the semi-final of the Ranji Trophy. Manoj, firstly, what I want to know from you is, what was a typical day while you were playing Ranji Trophy? Most people would be doing their ice baths after a long day in the field. What were you doing? Were you sitting on a table and chair and attending to phone calls, or talking about your constituency? What was a typical day while you were playing cricket?
First of all, Nikhil bhai, thank you for having me on your show. Typical day was like in the morning, obviously, during the practice session or a match day, I just wanted to focus on cricket. But I did make sure that when I returned back to the hotel after spending the entire time on the field, I did ask my constituency people and my office employees to send the papers across to my hotel venues where I stay, all the signing related papers. So in the night time, definitely I used to spend time signing all these paperwork, and then again in the morning I used to give it in the concierge desk to just courier it to the constituency. So that's how it usually went. And on an emergency basis, I was always available on the phone, despite having team meetings and all, because when some medical issues comes up and there's a question of life and death, then you have to attend those calls. But I would also like to congratulate all my teammates who have worked really hard in my absence in my constituency, especially the employees who are working in my office, and also the party workers who understand what I was doing away, and they all knew, and they were very supportive, and so far so good. It went really smooth both the times. Like league phases. Also, I went in Orissa to play for a month or so, and from there this again knockout stages. So touch wood, God has been kind, and people have been very supportive of the fact that I go and represent my state team and give my best.
But I was watching because these matches were also televised. I was looking at you, Pat. You were looking in, you've overcome that injury. You're looking in great nick. Sometimes you see, you're 36 years of age. Sometimes you look at the TV and see a 37-year-old Dinesh Karthik, playing for India, smashing it. And then you tell yourself, listen, I may have decided too early, to take the political plunge. Maybe should have continued being an active cricketer. Does that thought cross your mind? Does a 37-year-old DK inspire you?
Well, to be honest, yeah, it did occur to me while I was playing the semi-finals. Just in one session, that thought came like I should have continued before joining. But like I said earlier, there were a couple of things which made me join politics because of injury. The IPL was not happening, but in DK's case, DK was continuously playing the IPL, and he's a fabulous player, and he showed age is just a number. And I've always believed that if a player who are in the bracket of 36 and above, if he's physically fit and if he's performing consistently, then there should not be a question mark on the age perspective. And yeah, obviously players like him who are in that bracket, like Cristiano, also it's near about
Yes.
37 years old. Then Ibrahimovic, Zlatan is also about 40 years of age. He recently
Sachin
won a
Paji played
trophy.
till 40.
Sachin Paji played till 40, and there's so many cricketers like Wasim Jafar also. So for me, age is also just a number. It's about how physically fit you can be. Definitely, this individual inspires you when you are in this range as far as age is concerned. So you got to get motivated, inspired by athletes, whether it's in cricket field or football or in other sports.
Okay. I know you put your name into auction the last time around in the IPL auction. You found no takers at that time. Also because, as you said, you were injured. The Ranji Trophy wasn't happening, and then there were uncertainties around all of that. Maybe people didn't see that, or maybe may have doubted whether Manoj Tiwary can be the same batsman. Now you've had an outstanding Ranji Trophy season. You're in good nick. Will you be tempted to put your name once again in the IPL auction? Next time we may have a smaller auction. You never know.
Let's see. It's too far ahead right now. I'm not thinking about the IPL right now. I want to take it as day goes by. Let's see where my physical fitness stays at that point of time, whether I'll play the T20 or no in the domestic coming season. So it depends on that as well. It's just not that it's not going to happen just because I've played two good innings in the knockout quarters and semis. That's a day's format,
Hmm.
and in T20s you have to play and do well in T20s to get selected for IPL. And IPL is a high level platform where you have to be physically very fit. You have to compete with all the youngsters who are like very good at their fitness, and obviously the performance has to be there to back it up in the auction. But you never know. See, uh, that's why they call it's life is unpredictable. Anything is possible at any given point of time. So we just have to take it as it comes, and just trust in the process. The process is to balance it out, how politically I can do my work, and then on cricket field how well I can be prepared for the next assignment.
Let me ask you the next question as a sports minister of Bengal. And this is something that has been raised by the media. I know a lot of fans, and I know how passionate people in Kolkata are when it comes to their cricket, when it comes to their IPL team, which is Kolkata Knight Riders. No Bengal players in the Kolkata Knight Riders setup. As a sports minister, do you want to see that change?
Definitely, I want to see that change, and I'm the one, I believe, who always raises question with the KKR management whenever I've been asked from the media people why there is no player from Bengal representing KKR, and it's pretty sad, to be honest, because if you see in today's IPL team, different teams have picked couple of players from West Bengal cricket team.
Yes.
They have believed in these players, and eventually the players like Shahbaz Ahmed, who has been outstanding for RCB. Then Akash Deep was one who represents Bengal, and with RCB. He's played 5 games at the RCB league phases. And there is Ishan Podel, Ritik Chatterjee. There are a couple of players who gets opportunity in the other teams, but unfortunately
Mohammad Shami
somehow.
had an outstanding season.
So Mohammad Sami, Riddhiman Shaha, they're all from West Bengal cricket team, and they don't get a place in the KKR team. There's a big questions to it, and I don't know why is it. Maybe they don't believe in the players which Bengal has, and I think it's their loss only. See, I would completely understand when a KKR is winning trophies on a regular season, but it's not happening. Then definitely there is something which needs to be changed. The perspective, maybe the belief system in West Bengal players, there has to be some change. Otherwise, nobody will raise questions because it pains your heart. Because
Yes.
at the end of the day, if you remember this, when IPL started, the motive behind IPL was to promote youngsters from the
True.
local region, and it was more about Indian players rather than the overseas players. And I might sound little awkward. I normally always think from outside the box and give my opinion at times. See, uh, why do we all have this kind of tournaments in India? It's because we want to promote all the youngsters and give the youngsters the opportunity so that they become more uh, 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 confident in their approach when they reach the international level, and that is happening. There are a couple of players who every season comes up, but eventually, what is happening in the World Cup scenarios? Are we winning the World Cups? There is a big question. Are we consistently winning despite having the most potential, most I would say the best of teams which we have, despite of those teams which we don't win the World Cups. And there is you have to have a proper strategy, proper planning before approaching the World Cups. And in my case, it is not happening. It is not happening. It has to start from the IPL itself. I've earlier said that. See, all the foreigners who plays in the playing 11, there are four overseas who can play. But I've always emphasized that our Indian players, all the youngsters or the experienced ones, they all should bat higher up the order from one, two, three, four, five. And the overseas batters who comes in, they should come lower down the order. What is happening here? They all come, with all due respect to them. They are world class players, but they get the opportunity to bat higher up the order, like opening slot or three number or four number. And in process, what is happening? They have acclimatized to our conditions. They have got so used to our Indian bowlers that they when go to the world stage, World Cups, when they face them, it becomes easier for them.
Hmm.
So apart from having this IPL, we should also think very smartly and prepare accordingly. Because at the end of the day, when we don't qualify or we don't win the World Cup, there are so much of disappointment
Yes.
which we see amongst the fans, and it's something which we have to plan. And winning a World Cup does not happen overnight. So you got to prepare
The
yourself.
only argument, Manoj, to that would be I completely take your point as you're saying, and it's a very valid point that you have Indian batsmen bat higher up the order and have the overseas come down. The only counter argument to that would be that most IPL teams will say that, listen, we're not here to do some social service. We spend a lot of money. We have to win games. We have to win tournament because our revenue stream is associated with our performances. So the best batsmen will bat higher. I know that that may be detrimental to what happens to India's youngsters, but they're going to look at it like that. What would you say to that?
No, see, when they pick the overseas players, they are good enough to win you games from at any position,
Hmm.
because they have that experience. They know how to play in different situations. But all the team owners are Indians first,
Yeah.
so they have to think in broader prospect as well. See, you are right as well. All the owners might have a question, or they only think about their team winning the trophy. But at the end of the day, we are all uh, have to think in one common goal, which is obviously to win a IPL trophy. But at the same time, getting ready for all our players to win the World Cups as well.
Let me throw the ball back in your court. As I said initially, it's not uncommon for cricketers to become politicians. It's happened before. It's also not uncommon for politicians to get into cricket administration. Now, as a politician, is there an ambition there? Maybe through Cricket Association of Bengal, as you're saying, this could serve in two ways. As just listening to you, one, maybe the improvement of Bengal cricket, then to have more and more options available so that there are enough Bengal players in the IPL team. You could work towards that. You could also work towards the larger interest through CAB, maybe in the BCCI, to ensure that, as you're saying, the disappointed in the World Cups don't happen. Do you think about that? That could be the future roadmap for you through CAB, get into BCCI?
Well, right now I've not thought about it, to be honest. But I would say Cricket Association of Bengal is and West Bengal is one of the states where you'll not see a ruling party is involved in the cricket association. But in most of the states, if you see, most of the associations are run by the local ruling government. And for in that, what happens? There are a lot of things which should not happens. Because I've been to campaigning in Goa recently for my party, and I've seen the condition of the association over there. There's not much of help for the players, and I've interacted with a lot of players, and it's sad to not to see any Goan players playing the IPL, and that's because of lack of support which the players don't get from the local association. So let's see what happens in future, and this is
No,
one
I'm
state
not
where our
saying you
party.
come in as a politician. You're a former cricketer. You've played for India. So, with that knowledge and all of that, could this be something to improve? See, at the end of the day, you are in social service, you're in social life, you want to improve things, and cricket is your forte. How about improving that? And the only way you can improve is by getting into administration.
Yeah, politician cannot directly come into association and work there. So let me see. As long as I'm playing, I don't know how many years I will play. Let me get over with my playing days and then see how things unfolds. But let's see. But I will be very vocal about the fact that our domestic players local players should represent their local franchise, so that the fan base is also there, the interest of the fans also there, and when they go to the stadiums, they do cheer for the local players, and it will help the local people and inspire the younger generation as well.
I want to get into what you're talking about, the Indian team, how it should do well going forward. But before that, since we are on the subject of politics, did you or do you now, again, I'm talking to you as someone who belongs to the TMC, someone who's a minister, do you track these development, these latest news items that keep coming that Amit Shah is having lunch with Saurav Ganguly, rumors that Saurav Ganguly might join the BJP? Do you in the TNC keep a close watch on that, though Saurav Ganguly himself has never said that he's keen to join politics?
Yeah, when things unfolds in West Bengal, I do keep a close eye on those things. As a politician, I have to keep track of the politicians coming to Calcutta and what they are doing and their movements. Obviously, media is there to give all the news. But yes, say as a politician, you have to have the knowledge and the news about what's unfolding. So it will help you to make your move.
So does the TMC ever worry that Saurav Ganguly could join the rival camp? Do you ever worry about that?
See, obviously, I'm not a party spokesperson, but obviously, when Saurav obviously have dinner with Amit Shah, then obviously there is a question mark which obviously raises. But our honorable chief minister, I believe she's very good. She is very good. She has all the things sorted out. To be honest, irrespective of Amit Shah coming and having dinner with Saurabh, Saurav is a legend. He's an icon, and obviously, and how to deal with certain situation, our honorable chief minister knows pretty well, better than the other ministers who are coming to Calcutta and having dinners.
But to be fair to Saurav Ganguly, he himself has never said that he'll join one particular party or the other. So he's stayed very neutral when it comes to politics, and always has said that he'll just look after cricket, which he's doing at the moment, both in terms of CAB as well as the BCCI. I'm just coming back to your career. You were talking about India not doing well at the World Cup. One thing that we've seen recently with the new management, that is the new captain in Rohit Sharma and the new coach in Rahul Dravid, that players are getting a lot more chances. They're getting a longer rope to perform. Even if a team is losing, they're sticking with the similar players. Now, your career is a very interesting case in point. You played 12 ODIs that was spread across 8 different series. In 5 out of those 8 series, you only featured in one game. Do you look back and wonder that what if this current management was in charge while you were playing, you would have got a longer rope? And is this good? And firstly, for your point of view, and is it good then going forward for the youngsters who are playing right now?
Yeah, obviously, I would have loved to have a management like this who backs their players. And I got dropped after scoring 100 against West Indies, and got a man of the match. So I got dropped for next 14 games, which in fact I would say it's a world record as well. Nobody has been dropped after scoring 100. But that's part and parcel of sports person career. But I never imagined. I thought when I scored that 100 made me believe that I belong to this level. But I never knew that things will unfold in such a way that my confidence will go down so bad that I will never be able to make it to the 11. And after that, when I made comeback after 14 games, again I performed, got 4 wickets, 65. Then somehow things have not gone well with me as far as getting opportunity is concerned. But like you said, uh, uh, any player will be happy if the management is backing that player, even if that player is not performing for 3 or 4 innings, because a player is not made just you cannot judge a player in just a matter of 4 innings or 5 innings. So obviously, I would have loved to, but now I'm also okay. But once you identify the talent, once you identify the potential a player has, like for instance, Rishabh Pant, there is a question mark around Rishabh Pant. There are certain ex-players, pundits are raising question about his consistency. But Rahul Dravid has categorically said that he's in bigger plans. And why he has said that? Because He's a match winner for you, and he will win you games from nowhere, and that's how they are backing him. And that's what I'm trying to say, that if you identify a potential player who is capable of winning you games from nowhere, those players can be backed. But having said that, it is also unfair to rest of the players who are performing and eagerly waiting to get into this side. That's the beauty of India. There are thousands of players who are performing on a every given season. How how well fair you can be to those players, it's up to the management. But I've always believed that if someone is performing well, he should be given opportunity at that particular of time. It should not be a place cannot be guaranteed for someone who's failing on a regular basis. Just because we have players, it's not that if we don't have players, like smaller countries where they don't have enough players in their ranks to come up and fulfill. But when you have players, then obviously they should be also worry about the fact that if they don't perform consistently, they can be dropped as well. So they have to balance it out in a way that they don't take their places for granted.
So
Yeah.
finally, Manoj, because we spoke about the World Cup, and you said how India needs to do better. The fans are also a bit disappointed in the past few World Cups. How do you see India's World Cup chances now? Especially, the only concern has been the top players like the Rohit Sharmas of the world, the Virat Kohlis, the KL Rahul haven't been in the best of forms.
Yeah, I think India has got a very good chance just because we have the bowling attack to restrict the oppositions, and it's going to happen in Australia, the World Cup. So I think we have the fast bowlers in our ranks as well to just disturb the opposition batters as well. I think another couple of months will obviously give us all the more confidence going forward in the World Cup, because you got to we will be able to see Umran Malik play. Then we have Bumrah and so many other fast bowlers. And the spinners we have, they are our strengths, the wrist spinners. I think everybody will come into play this time. I think we have a very good chance. Providing, obviously, there are times I've always said that no matter how good you are, it's all about execution, your plans on the match given day. The decision making and all becomes very important, because once you see the wicket, and if the wicket is helping the fast bowler, then you don't opt for batting. So things like that. So decision making on the match given day becomes more important, winning the trophy and winning the games.
All right, Manoj, thank you so much for taking out time and speaking to India today. Wishing you all the very best in both the streams that you're busy with, in the political life as well as in the cricketing life. And who knows, that Bengal player that we're looking at in KKR could just be you the next season on. Thanks so much for speaking with us.
Pleasure, brother.